Before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a favour. Number 1, like the video. Also comment, let me know your thoughts on the story. Now whether casuals like to admit it or not, but Chelsea are a huge reason why the hooligan movement was so monumental. The hooligan arm of Chelsea Football Club braced the London team against local rivals and hooligan firms like West Ham's Intercity firm and Millwall's Millwall Bushwhackers. During the 1960s and 1970s, hooliganism was in its infancy and the skinhead movement had swept large parts of the UK. Within its culture shift, political parties like NF and BNP had travelled in their droves to Fulham Road and set up stands and banners and rallies, trying to entice men that wanted to drink and smoke and bond over a 90-minute football match. They were won over by right-wing ideology, not all of them, but some of them. Typical college-style haircuts were swapped for shaved heads. BNP and the NF found out that Chelsea headhunters were a perfect mascot for them. Now, Chelsea headhunters were most dominant during the 1970s and 1980s. Starting out as the Chelsea Shed Boys, the name derived from the Chelsea Football Stadium Shed Terrace stand. Known figures like Danny Arkins, Eccles, were an undisputed leader of the hooligan firm back then, commanding an army of roughly 5,000 skinheads that toured stadiums. They would venture to Middlesbrough, Cardiff, and local stadiums like QPR and Arsenal, with the sole purpose of taking the home stands. Now in 1979, 300 Chelsea Shed Boys had stormed the Holt End at the Villa Ground 30 minutes before kick-off. When Chelsea Shed Boys tried to engage in a brawl with the Holt End fans, it was alleged that the Villa fans had turned yellow. They had scattered. Now by 1999, Chelsea headhunters had gained a massive reputation and status that the Met Police refused to acknowledge the fans as football supporters. Instead, the police organised a press conference to call Chelsea headhunters a clearly well-organised criminal gang who had sophisticated methods of communicating with each other to organise brawls with other firms like ICF and the Soul Crew. This led to investigative reporter Donal McIntyre infiltrating the firm. Now the police says that Chelsea headhunters were different in their approach because they often devised strategies to take home stands. That was their MO. They would record it and also make their own DVDs. Donal McIntyre took this investigation so extreme by getting a tattoo of I Hate Millwall to be accepted and gain Chelsea headhunters' trust. Once taken into the organisation, Donal had covertly filmed the Chelsea headhunters preparing an ambush. Now Donal's documentary was used as evidence against well-known Chelsea hooligan such as Jason Marriner, who was sentenced to 6 years for his part in organising a brawl with a rival firm. Now Jason Marriner was one of the Chelsea headhunters' top boys, called the General, and he was given a 10-year ban also, stopping him from watching his beloved team. He was recorded. Donal's footage saw Jason and hundreds of Chelsea headhunters travel to Copenhagen with the primary purpose of having a scrap. While travelling in the back of a car, Jason Marriner was recorded as saying, "We've got about 3 coaches going and a minibus, it's sorted, it's naughty, Leicester's going to be naughty." Now, it was Chelsea headhunters who organised the ambush on Scottish supporters in Trafalgar Square during the Euros 96 Championship. 40 people were injured and an ambulance was damaged in the clashes. Now, every time Chelsea headhunters' men were arrested and were sentenced, the court always heard that the men regarded violence as fun and the best way to get their kicks. And of course, Chelsea headhunters had a lot of psychotic characters in their firms. In 1985, Chelsea headhunter madman and self-employed Londoner Kevin Whiton and his mate Terry Matthews were both jailed for a brutal and sustained ambush on an American bar manager and Man United fans. This was already after Kevin and the firm had already squared up with Manchester United's Red Army. So Kevin Whiton and around 20 Chelsea fans had blocked Man United fans from coming into the Chelsea stadium. When Man United fans had tried to go around Chelsea fans or go through Chelsea fans, they were pushed back or struck in the face or had items launched at them. Security and police had to forcibly separate the two firms. Now Chelsea ultimately lost that match, and this fueled Chelsea headhunters' aggression. Now when Kevin Whiton stormed the bar on Kings Road after the match and ambushed its manager, 30-year-old Neil Hanson, it was said that Kevin was not the person landing the blows. However, a judge commented that Kevin was a key component in a riotous behaviour and had actually held Neil's arms down by his side so he could not defend himself, while other Chelsea headhunter men had got a glass and smashed it in Neil's face. From the incident, Neil lost 4 litres of red and required 18 stitches. These are just a few minuscule things that happened to make Chelsea headhunters one of the most ruthless and aggressive hooligan firms back in their day. Stay safe.